All right, everyone, we're gonna get started. Welcome to another Tech Tuesday. Once again, it's really nice to see all of you guys. So this is today's topic. Let me put myself right here. I want to talk to you guys about lead magnets, okay? It's not a physical thing you can actually get to attract leads, unfortunately. It's just what they're called, lead magnets. It's a way for you to attract and or convert the leads that you already do have. um that's essentially what it is. So a method for you to attract more leads and convert them more easily, and we'll be discussing what that means, and I'll show you guys an example or two at the end of this meeting. It's nothing I haven't talked about completely before, but I just want to show you this feature within KV Core, and you can also use this beyond KV Core if you do want to have people on your downline, or if you have, a separate business on the side that you like to promote. Lead magnet can be utilized everywhere. So it's really good to know and implement certain habits or strategies to have what you already have work better for you. Okay. And at the top of some of these slides, you'll see my contact info. I'll try and remember to put it in the chat or in the description of the recording also. So yeah, this is my number, and it'll be at the end of the presentation also if you want to reach out to me. All right. So here's a little quote. I was looking for one online, but I couldn't find any. So this is my quote. So if you use it, put a dash Coach Kane. Don't spend all your time chasing business. Start building systems that attract business. Okay. Um, the reason why I wanted to mention this is, yes, it is very important, especially at the beginning of your journey as a real estate agent or any business per se as an entrepreneur. You can't just sit there and expect things to come to you. You have to go out there, you have to take action, and then, you then get the reward of getting, business. But spending all of your time and resources in chasing business is fine and all, but it does not allow you to build a structure or some type of system in place that's going to do that work for you. Because as a real estate agent, the name of the game is, obviously generating leads and nurturing those leads. So the more time you can spend generating leads, the better your business. You don't even have to know all of this tech stuff, all of the contract stuff, all of the comp stuff. As long as you have a good way to reach out to potential homeowners, sellers, buyers, etc., you will always be, a step ahead because you're doing the more difficult part, getting in front of those people who want to buy and sell. And so having some type of system, some type of routine or habit or something you can build that's going to help you in that process will free up some more time for you to become even more creative, reach out to people on a much larger scale, whether that's through, social media, email marketing, or doing events at places. There's so many different avenues for you to connect with people, but there's only 24 hours in a day. So having a system in place that can operate alongside you, um, I think truly is key in any kind of business you find yourself in. Okay. So that's what this quote means to me, and that is the heart of what I want to talk to you guys about today. So what is a lead magnet? Okay. So I'll give you the Google definition, and then I will, paraphrase it in my own words as well. And of course, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat so we can talk about it. But a lead magnet it's a marketing term for a free item or a service that is given away for the purpose of gathering contact details. Okay, so as an agent or as a business owner, I like to extrapolate this beyond just being a realtor, because some of us, I think even in here, have businesses beyond being a real estate agent. Having the capability to reach out to someone is what it comes down to at the end of the day. And whatever you can do to obtain contact information is what you should be, you know, putting your efforts towards, put all your efforts in that basket. Because the more contacts you have, the more people you can reach out to, the more opportunities you have to convert prospects into leads, and then leads into clients, and then clients to close. So figuring out a way to obtain as many contacts as possible. And I'm talking about high quality contacts here, because there's different tiers when it comes to the contacts you can obtain. Yes, you can get a list from a title rep, buy contacts on lead lead stores, cold calling softwares. They will give you list of what do you call it, for sale by owners, expired leads. There's a lot of things you can purchase and already have a lot of contacts. So maybe we can call that tier one. And then tier two is a step above that. These are leads that have expressed some type of interest in the services you provide. So that could look like someone directly reaching out to you from your website, someone messaging you based on a post you made online, someone who is responding to one of your, any of your marketing efforts. So that is a tier two, lack of a better word, tier two lead. And having as many of those as possible in your um, marketing list, or your email list, or your lead list, is key, because these people are interested in your service. But when you have a lot of tier one, so people who have not provided their contact info to you, or do not expect, you to reach out to them, we call those cold leads, aka the tier one list. But um, doing the work to convert cold leads into hot leads is might just be as hard as just getting the hot leads in the first place. And having a lead magnet is going to help you skip that cold lead step and go straight to the people who are interested in some form or another in the services you provide as a real estate agent. Okay. Having a mix of both is obviously good, because you can dabble in everything a little bit. But hot leads, or people who do express interest in some form or another, are always going to be easier to convert. So that is what a lead magnet is. Essentially, you providing some kind of information, or putting out some kind of marketing content out there that's going to attract people to the value you're offering. Okay, and when they stumble upon that and it speaks to them, they then take action through a call to action, or CTA, which could be a button that you have under your description, a link you have in whatever method you utilized, a QR code. A call to action is basically what you're telling the lead to do in order to obtain the information they seek. Okay, and we're going to break this down as we go through the slides, but essentially that's what a lead magnet is. Something you can provide to someone in exchange for their contact information, because for sure they're looking for the information you're looking to provide. So you skip that cold lead phase and you go automatically to the interested or hot lead territory right off the bat. Okay, it's even exchange, if you will. So here are three types of lead magnets we all have at our disposal as real estate agents, especially as real estate agents who do have CRM softwares like KV Core at our disposal. We're able to offer market reports within seconds if we can log into the system and actually make it happen. We're able to offer home evaluations through KV Core also, or other CRMs out there. Or we are also able to do CMAs and manually do that for people. Something else we can do is property search. We are able to also manually do these. All three of these can be manually done, but with technology you do get the software to make all of this happen for you, just with a few clicks. Okay, I have plenty of videos on each of these three things here. At the end of the presentation here, I'll show you guys how to utilize KV Core, which we all have. I think everyone in here is an EXP agent. I'll show us all of you guys how to turn these from just a market report and just a home evaluation, or just a property search or a list of properties, how to turn these three main things we can provide into lead magnets. Because when it comes to online marketing, digital marketing, email marketing, any type of digital means for you to reach out to people, optics matter a lot. The way you phrase things, the way you word things, the thumbnail you have on certain things, the title you put on certain things, the first sentence you say when you post a video, those things matter a lot because we live in a short attention span era, if you will. So if people do not connect immediately, chances are they will not look at the full content. So you can have the most valuable information possible, something that may truly, truly help them. But if you don't hook them at the beginning or give them some type of, perceived value right off the bat, they won't even stick around to find out. Okay. So turning these tools you have at your disposal into lead magnets is going to help you basically close on them and basically turn them into from prospect to lead. All right, so I made this little fun ramen bowl here to kind of break down all the elements of a lead magnet. I actually wanted ramen today, but I didn't go, so I'll probably go after. um it looks like we got Frank logging in here. Yeah, so maybe I'll get some ramen after this. But so these are the key elements of what a lead magnet is supposed to have. And this is applicable in a lot of different levels. And we're going to break that down together. So to have a good lead magnet, you need to have a hook. Okay. And what I mean by a hook is you need to provide or some type of um, you need to preface the information you're giving if you're trying to get people to sign up to your website with a home evaluation. And I have an example after this slide here. You need to be able to word that in a way that connects with the people you're looking to connect with. Are you looking to connect with people in a specific city who have owned their home in for a specific amount of time? You need to speak to the people that you're trying to actually speak to and not be too broad, because when you're too broad when marketing, your message is not impactful. But when you specify exactly who you're looking for with your marketing efforts, it's going to resonate, it's going to have a much bigger impact in that crowd or that demographic that you're sending the message to. And it's much easier to hook people when you're speaking directly to them. Okay. So if you're looking to hook homes owners, you want to have a farm maybe, and you want to be the most popular agent in the area, you're talking to sellers in a specific area. You can narrow it down to how long they've owned the property, what's going on in that neighborhood, are values going up over time, are values going down over time. So formulate some kind of hook. Again, we're going to see this in the next slide. I just want to explain what this means. Formulate your marketing strategy in a way that speaks directly to that person and piques their interest. Obviously, you can have the hook to get people to click on whatever it is you're trying to offer them, which again could be that market report. It could be that search alert. It could be that home evaluation. Once they click on it, you need to be able to deliver. Okay, there's plenty of videos people click on every day on YouTube or other platforms. Once you get to the video, you realize, oh yeah, this is not actually something I want to invest time in, or I'm not interested in this because it lacks value. So once you hook people, you need to give them some type of value, give them what they came for. Okay, so this builds, returning customers, if you will, or people who will keep tuning into your emails or your content or turn them into subscribers or followers. So provide exactly what it is you promised in the hook. So for home evaluations, for search alerts, and for market reports, this can be easily done because your website does all of the work for you. So putting a lot of emphasis in the hook is going to be extremely vital because that does this is where you're going to put in most of the work, and then the value is already taken care of by your website. Within a few clicks, this happens without even you doing anything. Your website will do the rest for you. And when I say website, I mean the KV Core website. Story is a not all lead magnets need to have a story or an FTC. I'm going to get to the FTC right now. When I say story, when you're sending out emails to cold leads or people you want to turn from cold leads into actual, clients that you want to work with, marketing yourself in a way that just provides a lot of facts. This is what's going on in the market. Things have raised up by this much or things declined by this much is very factual based information, which is great, but most people tune off very quickly when you're all numbers and all, you know, facts here and there. But when you turn your marketing strategy a factual from factually based to story based, I know this quote, I read it somewhere. I think it says facts tell, but stories sell. And I can't remember if I put an example in the slide here, but formulating your marketing strategy in, a story format, telling people about a certain time you were helping someone else buy a property that didn't know they could, but the story panned out in a way where the person actually was able to buy the property, and you can discuss how what programs they use or what misconceptions the person has. People will read through the story, and usually it has a much um, higher close rate or much higher engagement rate than just providing generic information to people. And last but not least here, the FTC this stands for false time constraint. So you can do all of this stuff, but sometimes, depending on the situation, there could be a program in a city that doesn't last too long. So when you have a good hook, if you sell your property or if you buy a property in this state, um, you are able to get X amount of benefits, but hurry up, it's going to be done in, 2 months. So you can add a false time constraint, or in this instance, a true time constraint to create a sense of urgency so that people do not miss out on certain things. So you can also add that within, whatever email or marketing campaign you have going on. Okay, so this is what a lead magnet is made of. Make sure you have a good hook to hook people and make them interested and talk to the right person. Make sure you provide what it is you're actually mentioning in the hook. For the examples here we have, there's many more types of content you can put out there, but these three are the easiest ones that you have available to you through KV Core. And maybe at some point in the future, we'll talk about different types of um, lead magnets beyond these three. But right here is going to be the main ingredients you will need every time you send something out. Okay, so lead magnet examples. So this right here is three different examples for the three different marketing strategies we have. So let's go back here. So usually what happens when agents send out some type of search alert on social media, it'll look something like this. Okay, click here to see the latest listings on the market, or click here to get a free home evaluation today. Click here to get a free market report of your area, which is fine. It says exactly what it is you're providing. But when you send out messages like this, you are basically you're telling people what to do. And most often than not, you may get some clicks, but you're not utilizing, you're not turning these into lead magnets. And I'm going to show you what a great hook would look like, transforming these three examples into other ways of formulating that. So if we go to the next slide here. So instead of saying, click here to get, I think we have some feedback. Welcome, Beth. Nice to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and mute your mic if you forgot to mute it. There we go. So instead of saying click here to get the latest listings on the market, you can rephrase that into I found the cheapest homes in Torrance. Check them out below. So already we're hitting a few keywords here. We know exactly the demographic we're looking for, people looking to move into Torrance. And price is always going to matter to any buyer or seller. Okay. So having cheapest in there is automatically going to make people think, maybe I might be able to afford something. These are the cheapest homes in this area. Let me see what they go for. So already just rephrasing your marketing strategy can have a really, really big impact when it comes time to actually oops, we've got more people joining. One second. All right. Welcome, Claudia. Nice to see you. Yeah, so there's a huge transformation here, okay? At least I think. So instead of phrasing things in a very generic way, spend the extra time, figure out who you're talking to, add as many keywords that might resonate with the demographic you're trying to talk to, and transform it into a great hook, okay? Another example right here. Click here to get a free home evaluation today. This is something, KV Core will automatically do for you, or you might send out an email, or you might send a postcard or a flyer out there with this on there. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with generic hooks, but with the same amount of effort or money you're spending to send out those marketing material, just changing how you phrase things to best communicate with the demographic you're trying to communicate to, you can change the phrasing. So for this one, it could be, if you've owned your property before 2021, you're probably sitting on a lot of equity. Click below to find out for free. Okay, already we're providing so much more material, context, and keywords that might resonate with a lot of people. So everyone wants to know how much money how much equity they have. Everyone wants to know what their home might sell for at any given point. But when you see generic um, text like this, you probably see this every other day, and you just zoom past it. But if you word it a different way, again, it's going to have a much higher turnover ratio, if you will, or much higher engagement rate. Many more people clicking just because of the optics, the way it looks, the way it resonates with them. And the very last example here, click here to get a free market report of your area, which is fine, but you can transform that into, did you know your neighbors can affect your equity? Click below to get free weekly reports. Okay, knowing that your neighbor sold their home, we all know as agents, anything that sells around your area that looks like your property will affect the value of your property. That's how we do CMAs or property evaluations. But just rephrasing it in a way that communicates directly, to the demographic we're trying to talk to, will yield us much higher clicks, much higher engagement. And yeah, this is basically the recipe to have just these little subtle things when you're sending out emails or sending out flyers can make a big difference. Okay. Before I move on to the next slide here, is there any questions or comments about um, anything I said so far?
Great information.
I hope I won't. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully, I won't see any more emails from you guys with any of this. Because if I see any, I'll put a comment. Okay. But just change the way you word things. It makes a lot of difference. And I send out a lot of emails every single day. And when I compare the results between what generic things are going out there versus just putting in the effort to rephrase how it looks, you'll see much higher engagement and clicks when you target exactly who you're looking for and add, um, some keywords in there that might. Thank you. Thank you, Claudia. Appreciate it. And yes, it is much better wording. But yeah, so if you need, maybe I think I'll create a template of different keywords I use for these three different lead generation methods, like these three right here. But these are just three examples I came with off the top of my head. There's a lot of different ways you can reword these. You can change out the city. You can cater to the luxury market. You could say, I found the most luxurious homes in Beverly Hills. Check them out below. People love to see those things, especially when you're not doing anything. You want to feel like you can own some of these homes. So adding these little keywords, I promise, makes a lot of difference. And we know most people think they can't own homes nowadays, but we as agents, yes, homes are expensive, but there are so many programs you can utilize, so many different avenues that people are not aware of to get them in a home. Okay. And it only takes little changes on your end, how you communicate, to at least get someone in the door, to pre-approve them and make show to them that you might have an opportunity. Worst case, they're just right back where they started. No one loses. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll definitely work on a template with a lot of different ones. And if you guys have already been doing something like this, feel free to share. Email them to me, and let's all collectively better our marketing strategies as a whole. So, all right. So let's make one together, okay? I'm going to go into KV Core here, and we're going to maybe do a home evaluation one, and maybe another example after that. Oops. Well, let me put this link in the chat. This is the YouTube channel where you can rewatch these trainings if you want to get a recap. Let me put this in the chat really quickly. Awesome. And again, this is not something we haven't done before, but now I'm doing it in the context of creating a lead magnet, because I've shown people how to make market reports before. I've shown people how to make home evaluation links, property search links, but well, KV Core always is going to phrase it in a um, generic manner, if you will. So right now I'm on KV Core. I'm going to move this stuff around so we can all see. Awesome. So once you log into KV Core, this is the screen you will see. It'll always start up with your dashboard. If you do not see the menu section right here on the left-hand side, it's probably because it is collapsed as such. Just click on the three bars right here to expand the menu. And we are going to find lead engine. Okay, I'm going to click on the lead engine button, and then we'll be taken to the screen. We're interested in IDX squeeze page. Okay, again, one more time, you're going to click on lead engine, and then once you get to the screen, you want to get to the IDX squeeze page. And a squeeze page, we've covered that before. It's somewhere here on the channel. Essentially, it's just you creating a link that people can go to provide their information, to then in turn obtain that free information you're giving out, aka a market report, a home evaluation, or a property search. Okay, so when you see squeeze page, is just a page where the magic happens. That's where people put their information in there, and once they do, their contact automatically populates in your KV core, and you get a text message. So once you get to the screen, we're going to, I'm gonna zoom in here. We're going to click on the little box right here, and it'll have your website as a drop down item. So I'll click on that, and we'll click on start building. Okay. So for the sake of not overwhelming, newcomers to KV Core, or, people who don't use this too much, I just want to mainly focus on, um, one or two of these examples here. Does KV Core feed into Instagram as well? Not directly, no. KV Core will provide you a link for the most part to most things. And then, it's up to you to go to Instagram and make sure that link pops up, in the description or in your bio. And thank you for actually asking this question because um, I did want to highlight a specific video I made here that solves this problem for most. So in the chat, I just put a video. So unlock the power of Linktree for real estate marketing. So if you use Instagram, or I think Threads that just came out by, Instagram, even maybe Facebook, YouTube, any kind of social media platform, TikTok included too. Sometimes they don't let you put links in the description of things. So if you're talking about, go ahead and check out this on my website, go ahead and click on this link to get a market report. People won't be able to click the link. It'll just generate as text. So I guess 9 months ago, I made a video teaching people how to make link trees. So a link tree will help you basically organize all of those links that you can put on your bio, your Instagram bio, that little link you can put at the top, or your Facebook one. So with a link tree, it'll be the same link that will take people to every single resource you have to offer. Okay, so I highly recommend setting this up. It's absolutely free, and I teach you how to do that in this video step by step. Okay, so I think every agent should have a link tree. It's a really, really great thing to have. Let's go back in here. But great question, Claudia. Thank you. Okay, so let's recap so we know how we got here. So get to KV Core, click on Lead Engine right here on the left-hand side, find where it says Squeeze Page, and then when you click on the little box, it will give you your website as a drop-down item. I'm going to click on that, and I'll click on Start Building. Okay. So once we get here, we have a lot of information in front of us, but today I just want to focus on, let's say, maybe just seller squeeze. Okay. So each of these little tabs right here is a different type of link you can provide to people to get to your website and view some kind of information. So we have market reports, so market reports right here. You can generate a link to make a market report. Home evaluation, same thing. So right here, it's called seller squeeze right here. So, but this one is the home evaluation one. Single property, that also does its own thing. You can showcase a single property to people. Multi-property, this is a link you can create to show people a list of properties that match, certain criteria you set. Okay. So the example I was talking about right here, where is it at? I found the cheapest homes in Torrance, for example. If you wanted to create a link that shows the cheapest homes in Torrance, you would use the multi-property one and then basically configure the search in a way that only shows the cheapest properties in Torrance. Okay, but for today, we're going to do the simplest example. And if you're interested in learning more about how to do all of these, please reach out to me. We can do a one-on-one Zoom. I've done plenty of those, and everyone's had a great time so far. And if I don't know the answer, I will find out together. But yeah, today we're going to do the simplest one. We'll do a seller squeeze or a home evaluation link. Okay, this one is extremely easy. All you have to do, almost all of the fields in here are optional. Once you click on seller squeeze, it'll give you this little blue bar to confirm that that's what you're making. All you have to do is go down here and click generate link right here. Once you do that, you'll get these little fields that populate with 2 links. Now, both of these links are the same exact thing. One's just a shorter version, one's a longer version. But when you put this link somewhere, it redirects people to this one, which is your website. Or you could just share this one directly and it just works out fine. Okay. Again, I'm going to take these. It took me 3 clicks to get here, or 4 maybe. So once you log into KV Core, this is what you'll see. You want to go to where it says lead engine, and then you'll get to the screen, and then we'll click on IDX squeeze page. We'll click on this little box, select our website, which should be the only item that pops up, and then start building. And then we're doing the home evaluation one, which is seller squeeze. I'll click on this, And here we are. All we have to do is click generate link. And this link right here is configured to take people to your website and take them to the page where they can provide their information to get a free home evaluation. Okay. So now that we have these links, we can click on the little boxes right here to copy the link to our clipboard, or you could just select and then do the copy and paste. All right. So we're going to build our lead magnet around this link that we want people to utilize to see what their property is worth. So once I copy this, now it's up to us to create a video where, in which I say, hey, your property. So this is where you curate your hook. So um, you could say which one actually pertains to us here. So I can make a short video right now and say, if you've owned your property before 2021, you're probably sitting on a lot of equity. Click the link in my description to find out for free. Very short video, takes you 5-10 seconds to make. I know it's much easier said than done, but just with that video, you will basically create your lead magnet. People will want to know how much equity they have, and then we can utilize this link, put it in our Instagram bio or Facebook bio. Wherever we put this video, it will take people to our website where they can get a home evaluation. So because I can't do a video live while we're recording, um, I wish, let me go ahead and open up a Facebook tab here if I can. And let's see if we can do a Facebook post. Let me see. Cancel. Can't even remember if I'm logged in or not. Let's see here. There we go. So this is one of my Facebook pages. I just post real estate content here regarding pretty much everything we talk about. Let's see. No problem, Claudia. Anytime. Will we receive a copy of this recording? I'm a new agent. I would love to be able to go back. Yes. So let me put the link to for you to sign up, Beth, so that you can get notified when this recording goes live. Oops. I'm sure I'll just type it in there. So anyone who came in here a little late, if you would like to get if you'd like to get notified when this video goes live, you can click the link in the description that I'm typing right now, /join. There we go. Awesome. So when you go to this website here, you can sign up and get those notifications, or you can also go to the YouTube channel and just subscribe from here, and YouTube will send you a notification when I upload. But let's get back to Facebook. So when you're in your Facebook or your Instagram or your TikTok, once you post your content, again, I would love to do a short video. I think video is king. If you're not doing video, get into video in some form or another. And if you need tips to get started, again, just always reach out, send me an email, and I'll give you some tips that help me be more comfortable recording videos. But for instance, so on Facebook here, I think most of us have Facebook. Most people do have Facebook. You can create, text-based posts. To be honest and frank with you, unless you already have a lot of followers, you're not going to reach as many people as you should be reaching. Because nowadays, again, with video reels, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, short form content is really where the views are. So if you're able to get some type of video, record, or even maybe create some kind of animation using Canva that has, this information in there, that would be amazing. But for the meantime, you can just post on your Facebook page and reach out to the people who are following you. Okay. So right here, uh, first, I'm just gonna paste that link. So this is the link we just got from our KV core right here. Okay, I generated the link and then I just pasted that link right here. Okay, so most agents will leave it at that. But on top right here, what we can do is add our hook right here. So I'm going to add this hook that I did as an example, and we're going to put that up here. You know, it says if you've owned your property before 2021, probably sitting on a lot of equity, click below to find out for free. And because this is our KV Core link, it automatically adds a thumbnail for you. I love the little question mark with the house, you know, behind it. And if you see down here, it's a link to my KV Core website. You know, and if you do this on your end, it'll be a link to your KV Core website. So once you post this, then this will go out. Everyone who is following you or subscribe to your channel, wherever you decide to post, will see this, will read this. And hey, if they own the property before 2021, they'll think, am I sitting on a lot of equity? There's a typo here. They'll click on it and then they will find out for free, as opposed to us wording it this way, which is what 99% of agents do. There's nothing wrong with it, but reading this does not make people or give them a reason why they should get a home evaluation. You know, one is much better phrased and invites people who are in this situation to look, and the other is way too broad. It's just not as appealing, if you will. So we would keep it at this one, or just create your own that focuses on the people you're trying to communicate with. So once you have that all set up, just click post, and then it's out and about into the interwebs. Let me actually post this. I'll remove it later. So not now. And there you go. So this is one example of a lead magnet that we just built. So people on Facebook will be scrolling and they'll come across your post, and there you go. They can click on the link. So I'm actually going to click and see what happens. So it'll open a new tab and it should take people to my website. It's loading. My internet is not operating as it should. Let's go ahead and open this on Chrome also. It might be a little faster. There you go. So when people click on the link, they'll get to my website, and this is where the value portion of the whole lead magnet thing comes in. So you got them with the hook. They want to know what their property is worth because they got it, you know, pre-pandemic or during pandemic era, and we all know how property values have risen considerably. They'll want to know what it's worth. They'll come to the website, and your website's going to deliver exactly what you promised in the hook. See what your home is worth, instantly get a detailed home price estimate, see what your neighbors are selling their homes for. They'll plug their address in here, they'll click next, and then they will be prompted to enter their email, their phone number, and just like that, you generated a lead just from that lead magnet. Okay, so that's how that whole um, that's how that would be set up. So let me close this, still loading. Any questions on what I just did right now? Go ahead and leave them in the chat if you want. Going once, going twice.
Good stuff. Good information. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so this was just one example of doing a lead magnet. Let me go back to KV Core here. Just in the same way we did home evaluation, which is seller squeeze, you could do one for market report. Market report's a little different because you can't just create a market report out of thin air. It has to be from, you know, market report of somewhere. So if we go to my presentation here, did you know your neighbors can affect your equity? Click below to get to get free weekly reports, you know, maybe of LA, of the LA area. Okay, obviously this would be too broad of an area, but you would basically rephrase this to cater to a specific neighborhood or zip code so that when they see it, you're directly speaking to them and you'll get a much higher click-through ratio because they feel like it's for them and it'll resonate with them. So if I was to put 90210 here, Beverly Hills, under the market report area, that's all I would have to provide. I can click generate link, and now this link, I can utilize that to create another post, another TikTok, and I'll tell people to click on my link, either in my description, in my bio, on my link tree. Once they click on that link, they'll yet again be taken to my website where they will be provided with, that market report for that zip code. So I'm already signed into my website, as you can see at the top here, but any new visitors who do click on that link will be prompted to put their email and password. And once they do, your website will deliver exactly what they came for, a market report for 90210 right here. And they'll get plenty of valuable information, the average home price, and that's expensive, and the average sold price and all of that good stuff. Okay, so they gave you their info and you provided them with free information. And it only takes less than, if you do this enough times, you can go ahead and just click a few buttons and create a link within 5 to 10 minutes, put it on your social media platform, email it out to, 1,000 people, 5,000 people, depending on how many people you have in your database, and you'll get clicks out of it. You'll turn prospects into leads and follow up with them until you close. Okay. Um, let's see here. I think I have a question. So the squeeze page title regarding finding out what their network can fit their equity. Yeah, no, it's I'm answering Nicholas's question here, if you guys are paying attention to the chat. So the market report does not have to be for a zip code. You can provide, areas, cities, counties. So just like I did in here, let me move this stuff. Instead of putting 90210, I could have typed in, Beverly Hills, and that also works. Oops. Beverly Hills. So as I type that, I can do Beverly Hills area, Beverly Center Miracle Mile, wherever that is, Beverly Hills Post Office, or I can just do, you know, Los Angeles, and then it will show me the area, the neighborhood, the city, the county. There's a lot of different ways to tell KV Core what area you're trying to, um, you know, get market reports for. Another cool trick is also, and I don't know why they don't provide that information, but using the link that KV Core gives you, you could just remove the end part. This is a little technical, but it's basically your website slash market dash report. If you give this link to anyone and they go to it, it'll take them to a screen where they can put their own, oops, that's the wrong website, where they can put their own area, so their own zip code, neighborhood, county, city, or whatever, and they'll be able to plug that in here. So instead of wording it how I did right here, weekly reports of the LA area, I could just remove this part and use this link that I just made, and then they'll be able to plug in their own area. Okay, but for the sake of being as simple as possible, I just wanted to use what KV Core does give you. I hope that kind of answers your question, Nicholas.
Yeah, that does. I guess more specifically, what I'm kind of thinking is because what you're like talking about in regards to all these lead magnets, it's pretty cool stuff. But so I was able to close escrow on a home in Whittier, and I've been kind of door knocking that neighborhood specifically, and so that squeeze page title of like letting the neighbors know how much their equity has gone up or down depending on like the neighborhood sales. I guess like that's like, is there a way to um like focus more on that, or is like the content for the most part kind of like a market report that they put in or that they ask for in the lead magnet?
I see. Yeah, it's more so tailored to what area you plug in there. Um, yeah, the KV core is just set up that way, but I do get what you mean, I think.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, but still, I think it would be a great idea since you do have a cell in that area, just door knock and let people know, hey, this property sold right next door. If you want to see how that affected the value of your property, you can then provide them with, a market, a home evaluation instead, you know. But a market report is more so you're not very, very active as you sold a property in that area, you can provide CMAs or home evaluations. But if you're trying to break into the neighborhood and, based on properties that are selling, which happens, frequently, ideally, they'll be able to keep track of what all's going on in the neighborhood and ultimately want to know how much their property is worth. So they'll probably click on another link, reach out to you, and then you can provide that. Okay, hopefully
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. Thank you.
you're welcome. What does the page configuration mean or do? Page configuration, Claudia, what do you mean by?
It's right there where it says like underneath the market report settings, there's page configuration and it says stores. Like what do you do there? Like it says Facebook, Google, but I don't understand that.
For sure. So these are some of the optional things you can plug in there. So if I was to type in Facebook in here, for instance, okay, this is up to you. You can put whatever you want in here. But let's say people, obviously, let's say people are clicking on your link and they're filling out the information and they're popping up on your CRM. So you're getting contacts out of this link. Now, depending on where you're putting this link, you might want to track which avenue is yielding the all of the results. So if you were to use this link on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, you can create a different link by changing the source. So let's say I wanted to put this link on Facebook. I would type Facebook in here. I'll generate the link after I put a zip code. Let's do the zip code. It's much easier to kind of do it than explain, I think. So once I generate a link after putting Facebook as the source, anyone that clicks on this newly generated link and signs up will have um, this source attached to their contact name. So let me show you what that looks like on the back end. So let's say, um, let me go to a contact here so I can show you what that is. So source basically tells you where they came from. So if they clicked on this link on Facebook, you'll be able to see a tag, a source tag, Facebook. So that tells you this person came from Facebook. Um, I think a lot of these are agents. Let's see here.
So you can put anything like wherever you're going to put the link. It's like if you said YouTube, but then it'll just do a link that's specifically for wherever you're inputting the link. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So you wouldn't use one link for
Is it?
everything. You will create a new link and change
Yep.
the source every
Okay,
time.
got it.
So
Got it.
there you go. And you could track that right here. It'll say source and then it would say Facebook if you put Facebook in that area. So anyone that signs up using that link, you'll be able to track, hey, Facebook's working. Let me do more Facebook. It's kind of a metrics thing if you want to keep track of that, but it's not necessary, if that makes sense. There you go. So that's what that is. Let's see here. Great questions, guys. Let me go back to that screen in case there were any other questions. I think we were here under market report. So source, hopefully I explained that properly. And then hashtag is the same thing. Anyone that uses that link to sign up or view a market report will automatically have that hashtag added to their contacts. And you can use that to do pretty cool things. Once someone comes into your system with a specific hashtag, you can have KV Core trigger, certain campaigns, welcome emails, tasks for you to complete, which gets a little technical, but this KV Core is extremely powerful once you start getting into the automation aspect of it all. But I always like to start as basic as possible. So if you're not familiar with the source, the hashtag, and all of that fun stuff, you just go ahead and do the bare minimum, generate your links, go ahead and put them out there. You can still collect leads, and contacts that way, and then start tracking the metrics afterwards. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Any questions? Welcome. Awesome. All right. So yeah, that is an example or two as far as creating the best lead magnet. And yeah, I think I'll send out an email within the next 2 or 3 days with some examples that you can use as far as great hooks go, that you can use for your Rails if you record a lot of Rails, emails that you send out. The email subject line is a great place to have a great hook, because if the subject looks good, people will click to find out more. And all of the other places you can utilize that. So yeah, that pretty much concludes what I wanted to talk about today. This video should go live within the next 24 hours. So if you do want to get notified, remember, I put the link to sign up to get those notifications in the chat. Okay. I think it's the very last link I put on there, or somewhere in there. Or if you do want access to those, just give me a call, email me, and I'll make sure you're on the list. But yeah, that is what I wanted to talk about tonight. And if there are no other questions, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank
You
you.
have a
So
good
much.
night.
Very
That's
good.
awesome. Thank you.